Okay, let's be real. AI agents are everywhere right now. They're the hottest topic in tech, period. But what if I told you one of the biggest names in AI, the company behind a super powerful model, is telling everyone to, well, pump the brakes? We're going to dig into why. So check this out. This is a direct quote from Anthropic, the folks who made Claude. Stop building agents, start building skills. I mean, that's a pretty bold thing to say, right? Especially when everyone and their brother is building agents for every little thing. So what's the deal? Why would they say that? The answer, it turns out, is going to change how we think about making AI actually work for us. All right, so to really get this, we have to talk about the core problem with agents today. And it all boils down to one super important idea. There's a huge difference between being a genius and being an expert. They are absolutely not the same thing. Let's make this super practical. Picture this. It's tax season. Ugh, I know. But you've got a choice to make. And this choice is the perfect way to understand what's happening with AI right now. Okay, so here are your two options. Option one, a brilliant generalist. This person has a stratospheric IQ, can solve any puzzle you throw at them, but they've literally never seen a 1040 form in their life. That's your AI agent today. Option two, an experienced professional. A tax pro who's done this 1,000 times. They know every loophole, every form, every single rule. So who are you hiring? It's a no-brainer, right? You're picking the expert every single time. And that's the whole point. We don't need a genius reinventing the wheel for every single task. We need an expert who already knows the playbook. And this really gets to the heart of the problem with the way we're doing things now. This whole approach of building a brand new agent for every little thing, it's just hitting a brick wall. Why? Well, they don't have that deep specialized knowledge. They don't really learn and get better over time. And trying to build a separate agent for marketing and then another one for finance and another for legal, I mean, come on, that just doesn't scale. It's totally unsustainable. So Anthropic had this realization. What if the agent, the raw intelligence, could just be a generalist? You don't need a new brain for every single job. What you really need is a way to give that one powerful brain the right expertise right when it needs it. And their solution? It's the simple but brilliant idea they call skills. So what on earth is a skill? Well, the official definition is an organized collection of files that packages composable procedural knowledge for AI agents. But honestly, just think of it like the perfect onboarding packet you'd give to a new hire. It's the playbook that says, hey, here's exactly how we do this task around here, step by step. And this is the part that's going to blow your mind. You ready? A skill is just a folder. Yep, just a regular old folder on your computer. And that's not an accident. That simplicity is the whole point. They wanted to make something that anyone, and I mean anyone, not just developers, can build, use, and share. So what's actually in this magic folder? It's pretty straightforward. First, you've got the instruction file, usually called skill.md. That's the core playbook, right? The step-by-step guide. Then you can toss in some reusable tools, like Python scripts the AI can actually run. And finally, you can add reference docs, things like templates, examples, best practices, all the context it needs to do the job like a pro. Okay, but how does this all work under the hood? Because this is where the design gets really clever. The way skills are built solves one of the biggest headaches in AI right now. So here's the big challenge, right? An AI has what's called a context window. Think of it like its short-term memory. If you just tried to cram hundreds of these detailed playbooks into its memory all at once, it would just break. It'd get totally overwhelmed. So the question is, how do you give an AI access to a huge library of skills without completely frying its circuits? And the solution is elegant. It's this idea of progressive disclosure. Imagine the AI is standing in front of a giant bookshelf. It doesn't read every single book. At first, it just scans the titles on the spines, analyze financial reports, draft legal memos, optimize SEO. It just knows what's available, but it hasn't opened anything yet. Then, when you give it a task, say, help me improve my website search ranking, it looks at all those titles and says, aha, I need this one. And it picks out the single most relevant skill for that specific job. It pulls just that one book off the shelf. And only then does it actually open that book and read the step-by-step instructions inside. See how smart that is? It keeps the AI completely focused. It gets the exact expert-level knowledge it needs for the exact task it's doing right when it needs it. None of the extra noise. So this is way more than just a cool technical trick. This simple idea has already kicked off a massive, real-world ecosystem of expertise that's growing like crazy.
I mean, get this. This whole thing launched just a few weeks ago, and there are already thousands of skills that have been built and shared by the community. The uptake has been absolutely explosive.
And what's cool is we're starting to see a few main types of skills pop up. You've got your foundational skills. These are like general upgrades for the AI. Then there are third-party skills, which basically teach the AI how to use other apps and software. And maybe most importantly, you have enterprise skills, which are the secret sauce, the specific internal playbooks for how a particular company gets things done. But you know what the most exciting part of all this is? It's who gets to build them. You don't have to be a developer. Before this, if you wanted to teach an AI something new, you pretty much had to be a programmer. Skills completely flip that script. Because remember, it's just folders and text files, so anyone can build a skill. We're already seeing finance teams teaching the AI how to create their exact weekly reports. Recruiters are building skills for their unique hiring process. Legal departments are teaching it how to review contracts based on their firm's specific guidelines. It's a total game changer for bringing expertise to AI. All right, so let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture, because this isn't just some new feature. This is a fundamentally new architecture for how we're going to build things with AI going forward. And this analogy from Anthropic it makes it all click. Think about classic computers. You have the processor, the raw computing power, that's the AI model today. Then you have the operating system that manages everything. That's the agent runtime. And on top of that, you have applications, apps. That's what skills are. They're the apps for the AI era. Think about it. Only a handful of companies make processors and operating systems, but millions of people build apps. Skills are about to unlock that exact same explosion of creativity for AI. So what's the end game here? The vision is this: a collective, constantly evolving knowledge base, a library of capabilities that just keeps growing, curated by both people and even other AIs. When you build a skill, your AI gets smarter. But because they can be shared, when someone on the other side of the planet builds a great skill, your AI can get smarter too. It's a compounding effect, creating a collective intelligence. And that really brings us back to you. This whole new way of thinking puts the power to teach and shape AI directly into all of our hands. It's not just about being a user of AI anymore. It's about being a builder. So the big question is, if skills really are the new apps, what's the first one you're going to build?